province, and then they're going to have to say, except in Alberta. I don't know who will pick up the cost of that. They'll probably have to print it somewhere else because the printers will leave because their electricity bills will triple. So, what does the government have to say for itself now? Alberta Hansard is the official transcript of the Alberta Legislature. It's a verbatim, word-for-word exchange between the members. Okay? So I went and I painfully read the entire transcript. There's lots of stuff I could put up there that would make you just shake your head, but Minister Morton was talking about how Section 11 gives all these authorities, and if there's any conflict in the court, or makes it clear that no legal causes of action are created in courts of law, etc. And then the opposition party said, well, wait a second, this is all powerful. You've taken away people's fundamental rights to go to court, to take the government to court when they feel they've been harmed. They say there's no reach to the courts or other appeal mechanisms. It can do, being the government, whatever the heck it wants in regard to land use decision once the bill is passed, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff they said. So what happened was the Liberals sponsored a motion to amend the bill, while it was still in the House, to reinstitute the role of the courts. So that if the Cabinet made a decision that you felt was unfair, arbitrary, or abusive against you, your business, your land, your property, you would be able to do as you could do until this law was made, and take the government to court and have a judge look at it and decide whether it was right or wrong. And the following exchange occurred. And when I read this exchange, I happened to be doing it on a Saturday night on the couch with my family around, and I yelled out, "We're moving, start packing," and you'll see why. So Dr. Morton stood up after the motion was made to amend the law to bring back in your rights to the court. And he said, "Thank you, Chair. What was only hinted at in the earlier amendments is now out in the open for everyone to see. The opposition members would like to see as much of this pushed over to the court, into the courts." Dr. Swan from the Liberals yelled across the floor, "It's freedom." Morton yelled back, "It's not freedom, it's loss of control." So, South Saskatchewan is currently in the planning stages. As part of the priority action items under the land use framework, they have tried to identify areas of sensitivity and lands where biodiversity may need to be protected. And the Government of Alberta, the Department of Sustainable Resource Development, under the land use framework, has prepared a map. And they've indicated on that map the areas of level of significance, international, national, and provincial. I just want you to make note of that right there. Those up front, you can see it, that says the Government of Alberta, right? Really clear, okay. So this is the government's map. The Department of Sustainable Resource prepared it. And I'll zoom in for you. So the diamond is Calgary, or not the diamond, the triangle. Thank you. I always call it a diamond, and somebody in the audience always goes triangle. And the star is Medicine Hat. So what, we'd be around here somewhere, I'm guessing, roughly, over there, whatever. So all that red land is land that they've deemed to be of national environmental significance. And on their website, the government's website, they say that these areas have been indicated to assist in them implementing plans with respect to biodiversity. In other places, they talk about creating wildlife corridors and conservation areas and all this sort of stuff. Let's a little zoom in a little closer. Hopefully not too many of you are seeing your farm underneath the red area. So in the response that came out on Friday from the government, it was to the interview I did on Sean Haney's Real Agriculture website, and I had suggested to Sean that he might want to post this map, and he did. So he posted that map, this one here, he pointed it on his website. So Evan Berger, who is the MLA for over near Claresholm, and is the parliamentary assistant to the Minister of Sustainable Resource Development, and has been since Morton was the minister, had the following comment about me using this map. Get ready for it. Regional Advisory Council is not yet to submit their report on the Saskatchewan River Plan. So where did these maps come from and what do they mean? Well, they came from the government's website. They came from where they said land use framework priority actions are. And
still on there?
It's still there. I checked on, somebody just yelled at us, it's still on there. I checked on Sunday night, just before midnight, and it's still there. You can go check. And if you go to, well, if you just go to the government's website, go on to, just even if you Google land use framework, LFU priority action items, you'll get it. So I'm going to wrap up here because you guys have been really patient with me. And I never in my career thought that I would ever find myself standing in front of an audience and talking about the Magna Carta. But here I am. So, in the year 1215, King John of England was forced by a group of his subjects, the landowners, to proclaim the Magna Carta. It limited the king's power over their lands. It established fundamental freedoms, rights and freedoms. And through the centuries, democratic governments have carried on this tradition, but no longer is the case in Alberta. Thank you very much.